Hello, welcome back to the Haunted Haven. It's good to see you again. I am so glad that you're here. Today we're going to be going over two candles and we're going to be comparing and contrasting them. The Paraffin, the traditional Paraffin, and the new signature soy wax blend from Yankee Candle. And this was actually a request from one of the viewers, Lana Source. Thank you so much for requesting this video. Thank you for asking if I could do this. It is absolutely a pleasure to do so, and it's really helpful to me to know what you guys want. That way I can just know what you want and give you what you're actually looking for and interested in. So very helpful to me. I appreciate it very much. And if anyone else has an idea, a question, a burning desire, please let me know in the comments. I would love that. So I decided that we would jump in with fresh cut roses because Valentine's Day is coming up. This is one of our favorite scents. This is a wonderful, it's a strong Yankee Candle scent. It's fantastic. We're gonna go into the differences between the soy wax and the paraffin wax. Now, we're not gonna go into the actual chemical differences and what is the paraffin and what is the soy, because it would take me way too long to do that in this video. If you do want another video on that, on what's the actual difference between the bases, let me know, because I will do that. There's also great resources out there, and I'll try and link some below. Back to what we were saying before, we're talking about a good old verses, a good old Yankee verses, as they like to call them. We've got our signature wax, and the user Lana Source wanted to know what my thoughts are comparing these two things, so we are going to go over that. We're going to go over wax base, what's the difference between those. We're going to go over the aesthetics of the jars, because for me, that's an important part of Yankee Candle, is the look and the aesthetic. And then we're going to go into scent throw. So the thing I want to go into first is, like I said, what is the signature line and what is the regular paraffin line? So Yankee Candle has about 5,000 pop-ups that happen when you go to their website, but when you get past all of that, you can see they say that Yankee Candle is known for its fresh take on fragrance. The signature collection provides our customers with a totally reimagined experience. So I'm looking around the Yankee Candle website right now, and I can't find anything about what is actually in the soy signature wax. It just says that it's a premium soy blend. It's the Yankee Candle brand, totally reimagined. This beautiful take on our iconic jar shape is designed to create the best burning experience to date. 2 cotton wicks and a premium soy wax blend provide a clean burn. So that's kind of a quick rundown on what they're trying to do with the signature. They wanted to have a premium soy wax, they wanted to have 2 wicks, and I think that the idea behind the 2 wicks is that it's going to throw better. It's going to produce more of a scent. This is a good time also for me to just give a disclaimer. It needs to be said that there are some Yankee Candles that consistently perform better than others. They just have a stronger throw. And I would say that Fresh Cut Roses is one of those scents. These candles tend to really fill up a space. So while I am doing a comparison of Fresh Cut Roses, it may or may not be the same across other different scents. This is just one of the ones that we keep in the house all the time. So I'm very familiar with it, and it's a great smell. The soy wax has less of a burn time than the traditional paraffin, so you're gonna get, I think it was maybe 20% or less. Let me see. I have a medium-sized jar, so I'm not gonna be comparing the burn times between these two because obviously they're different sizes, but on the Yankee Candle website, the burn size for a large jar is going to be 60 to 90 hours. For the traditional paraffin, it says the burn time is anywhere from 110 to 150, but yeah, I just rounded out to, let's call this 130, and then we will call this one something like 75. Let's go over the description of the paraffin wax. So this is the large jar candle, provides 110 hours of soothing fragrance. The iconic jar shape is a symbol of our 50-year commitment to creating the world's finest candles. That doesn't tell me really anything, but each is made with premium grade paraffin and the finest quality ingredients from around the world. So this is a natural fiber wick as well. So paraffin, 1 wick, as contrasted to the 2 wicks. That's kind of the nuts and bolts, basic differences between them. Longer burn time, double wicks, and it's supposed to throw better. Let's go into the aesthetics. Personally, now this is where things can get really subjective, because personally, I am partial to the shape of the traditional large jar candle. I like the shape better, and I just can't describe it any way other than that. I think that the top of the jar is really nice. It's nostalgic for me. I just like, this has been the way that has been for me since I was a child. So that's why I like that. And I was very afraid, frankly, when they introduced this line, that they were going to be switching all over to this style of jar. It's nice. There's nothing wrong with it, honestly, but it just doesn't give me that same Yankee Candle feeling. Like, this to me is more aesthetically pleasing than this. And I know that I'm just one person, but I thought I would say that because it's an important aspect of picking out a candle. It's like, what does it actually look like? In terms of wax color, here's another thing that I do like about the paraffin wax. You get some minor variations which give the wax a marbled kind of texture to it. And that is something that I truly, truly do enjoy. When I go and pick out a candle, it's like, I like to look at its marbledness. And then for the soy, you don't really get that. It's going to be way more homogeneous. It's just going to be kind of one flat color. As far as coloring goes, this is a richer pink color, and then this is a lighter pink color. And I've noticed that across the board. I think that these are going to have some kind of like more like a little bit deeper colors, more kind of deeply pigmented, and the soy waxes are all gonna have more of a light, just kind of a light, more homogeneous thing going on. So as far as aesthetics go, this one is going to be my winner. This is going to be the one that I think makes me feel like, this is the Yankee Candle brand, and this is the one that makes me feel like I want to light it up. I'm excited to light it up. Not to say anything about this one, that it's not nice, but it's just not what I go to Yankee for. Now, let's talk about the label, the closeness of the label. I do have a small jar here, so it's not the best example, and I'm gonna put up a video now of the large jar. So you can see that they actually do a very nice job with these labels on the Signature collection. I think that they are beautiful. Again, I will say, my preference is always going to be for those old school big Yankee labels, like the ones, you know, I'll put a picture up now, but just something that's going to sprawl on the entire thing. This is a very nice, this is more going to be more photographic. The paraffin jars, they're always going to, I think, have a bit more of a photographic sense to them, rather than the painterly soy wax. So that's another difference here. Again, total subjective thing. For my money, I'm gonna go with paraffin. Another thing I will say to give the paraffin a bump in terms of aesthetics is that I love the look of the Illumilids. I love how these look burning with an Illumilid on them, and you can't use an Illumilid, and I'm so sad about that. It would be dangerous because of the 2-wick nature. So I'm gonna give this one a little bump because I love the look of the Illumilids. So yes, we've talked about basic differences between the two. We've talked about aesthetics. Let's go into burn. Let's go into how do they actually throw. And for this, I'm going to roll to two videos that I took. So I did a little experiment and I compared the two in terms of where could I sense the throw and how much is it throwing. So we're gonna roll into that right now. This is the soy wax, the 2-wick new Signature line from Yankee Candle. And I stopped here because I wanted to show you, I walked forward, closed my eyes, and this is when I first started to get a real sense of the smell. The roses smell is hitting me right now. So I would say I'm gauging that I'm probably about 15 feet away from the candle itself. So at about the range of 15 feet, that's when I start to actually get a minor smell of it. Now, it's not hitting me really strong right here. It's just really faint, but this is the point that I walked and I said, oh, there's a candle going. Also, I do want to just apologize that my living room is a little bit of a mess right now. We're in between cleaning up Christmas and anyway, please just try and ignore the mess. Now, as we get closer, the scent is really picking up. And you can see at this point, this has been lit for only about maybe an hour and a half. Also, please ignore the Amish Christmas cowboy. That is, well, don't ignore it. It's beautiful. The Amish Christmas cowboy, everyone. Anyway, you can see here that the wax has pulled out all the way. It's really, I think, when I walk around it, that's when I can get a really good sense of it. So I would give this, honestly, like a throw rating. If I was going to do like a 1 to 10, I would probably give this about a 7. This is not only making the room smell like roses, like it's mixing with other things that are going on in the house. It's not overpowering and it's not dominating the space. So I will say that about it. Now, if you want something that is going to dominate the space, maybe you want a different candle. We are on night 2 and we are burning the paraffin wax. I'm standing what I would call about 20 feet away from the candle at this point, and I lit it probably an hour to an hour and a half ago, and I'll show you how much it's pulled out when we get closer to it. But this is the point back here where I can smell it. It smells like there's a candle burning, and it's from back here. It's a light floral smell, so it's not super overpowering, but it is a light smell, and I can pick up that there is a candle burning. As I stand here right now, yeah, it's starting to pick up more for me. From right here, this is where it starts to really pick up, and it's very strong. It's very, very strong. You can see here that the wax has gone all the way out to the edge of the candle. For the most part, over here it's still kind of warming up a little bit, but for the most part, it's all the way out, it's melted. When you're right up next to it, the throw is really strong. At this point, I really wouldn't give it to one or the other, like as far as which one is performing better. I don't think that the paraffin is being outperformed by the soy wax. This is so lovely. If you can ever get your hands on fresh cut roses, it's really, really nice, and it throws super well. Both perform very well, and I will put the caveat here again that this is a particularly good Yankee Candle. Both of these scents throw very strong, and this candle behaves and performs very well. Not to say that that's going to happen with every Yankee Candle, so just disclaimer there. If you're talking about throw, I would say very, very similar. Very, very similar. This one I got faintly a little bit further away, but really I think that that's the only difference. I would say, frankly, like, in terms of power, I think they're going to be very similar. For this particular scent, I think they're going to be very similar. One thing that I will say is that I feel like I got more of a floral roundedness with this one. Like, it was more of a rounded floral bouquet rather than just straight up rose, and this one I got just straight up rose. Now let me smell these cold and see if I'm getting that here. Yeah, this one I could even go something like spring bouquet here. It's not gonna be punch in the face rose. It's not gonna be only rose. Rose is absolutely the main thing that you get, but you're getting more of a bouquet. And let me do the same with the paraffin, or sorry, the soy. It's a different scent. Yeah, these are different scents. Now cold, this one doesn't smell as potent as this one. But I would say with this one, it's going to be more straight rose. So there is a difference, I would say, with these scents. And depending on what you want. If you want more straight rose, maybe you do want this. Personally, I find this scent way better. I like the floral bouquet, the wildness of it. Scent-wise, again, I prefer the paraffin. I think it's better. I like that it's a little bit more complex and rounded out. It's got a fuller smell, and it throws really well. It's gorgeous. I love it. For my money, overall, I'm gonna go with the paraffin. I think it's a better candle. I think it's a more beautiful candle. It reminds me of what a Yankee Candle is supposed to be, just kind of like this shape and well rounded out. I prefer the aesthetics of it. I like that it burns longer. It's gonna last me a lot longer. So that's my personal preference. Now, if you do want a soy candle for other reasons, of course, go with this and it's great. But for my money, the winner is going to be the paraffin. The other thing that I will say here is that when I blew this one out, the scent still lingered in the air for, I'm not joking, like 20 minutes probably. And I'm not saying that it was as strong as when it was burning, but I walked back into the room and I was like, oh wow, like I can still kind of get that rose scent. This one, it didn't do that quite exactly. It did last a little while longer, but it wasn't the same thing. I noticed it with this one. I really noticed it. I hope that this was helpful to you in some capacity. My prayer for Yankee is that they do not stop making their signature paraffin wax. This is what they have going for them. I just hope that they never get rid of it. I welcome innovation. I think it's cool. I think it's good. But yeah, those are my thoughts. I hope that you have enjoyed this, found this helpful, found this entertaining at the very least. If anybody else out there has any requests for a video that they would like to see, please do let me know. I would totally appreciate it. It was great to have you here back in your haven, and I hope to see you back again soon. All right, it was lovely to see you. Goodbye.